All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do the warm-up first. So let's step through the warm-up. It says find the intercepts and sketch the graph. So the first thing we're going to do to find the x and y intercepts is rewrite the equation. So the y-intercept, we're going to take the negative 4y equals 12. Okay, we're going to make believe the x part is not there. We're going to divide by negative 4. And we find that the y-intercept is negative 3. Now we're going to do the same thing with the x-intercept. All right, so we're going to make believe the y is not there, so we have 3x equals 12. We're going to solve for x, divide by 3, and we find out that x equals 4. All right, now we're going to sketch the graph, so we're going to draw an x and y axis. At any time, if I'm going too fast, just pause the video. Again, if I'm going too fast, pause the video, catch up, and then continue playing the video. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to number, I'm going to put some tick marks on the x and y axis up to 5. Okay, I'm just going to do 5 on all directions. Now I'm going to mark my y-intercept at negative 3. I'm going to mark my x-intercept at 4. And now I'm going to draw my line through those two dots. And there is a sketch of that equation. All right, the next one. I'm going to do it the same way. First, I'm going to do my y-intercept. So I'm going to make believe x is not there. So like 0, so that's going to be zeroed out. So my y-intercept I'm going to find with negative 10 equals 20y. I'm going to divide by 20. And I find out that y equals negative 1/2. Same thing with my x-intercept. I'm going to make believe y is not there. So this is what happens when I do it for x. I have negative 5x minus 10, but I do need to put a 0 in that spot. Again, I'm making believe y is not there, or y is 0. So 20 times 0 is 0. Now, this is one of the cases where you got to do a little bit of solving. You got to take 2 steps. So we're going to add 10. And then we're going to divide by negative 5. Sorry, I wrote the wrong number. Negative 5. All right, so now we find the x-intercept is negative 2. All right, we're going to sketch it. My y-intercept is negative 1/2. So that would be between the 0 and the negative 1. My x-intercept, whoops, I did that wrong. My apologies. The y-intercept is between 0 and negative 1. So that's right there. Okay, watch out. Easy to make a mistake on the y-axis. Okay, now the x-axis is at negative 2. Draw a line through those two dots. Okay, one more, number 3. So again, I'm going to start off with my y-intercept. I'm going to make believe x is not there, so that means negative y equals 2. You got to get rid of the negative, divide by negative 1. So the y-intercept is negative 2. Okay, now make believe y is not there, so the x-intercept is 1/4 x equals 2. Remember here we got to multiply by the reciprocal. So our x-intercept is 8. So I'm going to have to extend my x-axis a little bit further to fit the 8 on there. So I'm definitely going to need to count to 8 on my x-axis. All right, my y-intercept is negative 2. My x-intercept is 8. Draw a line through those 2 dots. All right, that's the warm-up. Please put that into your notebook. And now we're going to continue with notes. Just a real quick review. You took notes in algebra on slope, section 4.4. At any point in time you need to pull these out, please do so from algebra, especially this part right here. You need to know that slope is rate of change, rise over run, and to find the slope, you're going to take y2 minus y1 and divide it by x2 minus x1. Memorize that because you're going to use it a lot. We've been using it a lot in advanced algebra this year also. So you've got these notes from algebra you can look back at. Okay, you've got 2 pages, front and back. All right, so let's do the notes for advanced algebra. All right, so find the slope from a graph. So we're given 2 dots. We've got a dot here, and we've got a dot here. Now remember, slope is rise over run. So I'm going to start with the dot on the left, and I notice that I am going down and over. So I went down 3 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's negative 3 over 6, and that reduces to negative 1/2. Again, if I'm going too fast, just pause, catch up, and then continue. Okay, the next one. Again, start with the dot on the left. Go to the dot on the right. So how do I get there? I went up 2, again, rise over run, over 4. So the slope is up 2 over 4, which is positive 1/2. Okay, the next example, you're given 2 points. So this is where we need to remember y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what I'm going to do before we begin is label my ordered pairs. This is my x1, this is my y1. This is my x2, this is my y2. All right, so here we go. So we're going to take the y2, which is 5, minus the y1, which is negative 7. Now, don't forget, a minus a negative becomes a plus positive. Don't forget to switch signs when necessary. The bottom is going to be x2 is negative 3 minus x1, which is 3. Okay, so here it's going to stay minus 3. All right, so let's take the top. 5 plus 7 is 12. And then negative 3 minus 3 more is negative 6. Simplify whenever possible. 12 over negative 6 is negative 2. All right, let's continue. Next one. Again, I'm going to label. This is x1. This is y1. This is x2. This is y2. All right, so that would be negative 4 minus 13. 5 minus negative 9. Again, I have a minus a negative. This is where we need to switch the signs. Okay, put the top together. That would be negative 4 minus 13. I believe that should be negative 17. And 5 plus 9 would be 14. Okay, that one cannot be simplified, so we leave it as negative 17 over 14. All right, the next part says sketch 4 types of slopes. All right, so we're going to make a graph, x and y axis. So we're going to do a positive slope. The line rises. Then we have a negative slope. The line is falling. We have a horizontal line. That means the slope is 0. And we have the vertical line. Vertical line means no slope, also known as undefined. Okay, 4 types of slope: positive, negative, 0 slope when it's horizontal, no slope or undefined slope when it's vertical. All right, let's continue. Find the slope from the equation. All right, remember y equals mx plus b. The slope is found in front of x. Remember, also known as your rate of change. So in this first one, the slope is 1/4. Okay, in the next one, you should get y by itself first. So let's see, we add 4. And we get y equals 3x plus 13. All right, so the slope is 3. Okay, this is why the other week, last week, we were solving for y a lot. Okay, because it's going to help us figure out what the slope is. So 2 steps. First, we got to subtract 5x. So 2y equals negative 5x minus 6. And then we have to divide by 2. Remember, everything gets divided by 2. So we end up with y equals negative 5 over 2x minus 3. So the slope is negative 5 over 2. And that's it for the notes. Again, if you need to, go back, rewatch anything that you need to. All right, so your next task is to work on 2 worksheets. One worksheet is review. So you are going to, okay, this is a new worksheet. This is your in-class, well, both worksheets are in classwork. So this one is from the notes you took today. Find the slope of each line. Okay, so do the front. And here, do the back. Find the slope of each point. Then there's also review with plotting dots. I don't care which worksheet you do first, but you need to get as much done as you can. So work on both of these. Don't waste any time in class. So you got 4 pages of work to do. Take advantage of the time that you have and get it done. That's it. Have a good day.